Welcome to Bite Size Reactions. I'm Nick, and today I'm reacting to and listening to BTS on Kinetic Manifesto film. I believe that's the full title. It has me a little bit curious what exactly we're in store for. I mean, kinetic, I'm assuming some quick movement, but maybe not. Maybe it's going to be all in slow motion. And I will be having Save Me will be coming out very, very soon. If you want to see it for early access, it's out right now on Patreon. Thank you so much to everyone who supports there. Let's just get right into it. BTS on Kinetic Manifesto film. Go. Where is this set? Well, definitely not the opening I was expecting. I'm sorry, but that's me reacting to a lot of BTS songs, looking up the lyrics afterwards. But this almost looks like a military formation or something going on, right? I mean, he's wearing like a mask, like... Alright, come on, come on. That's some military sounding drums right there too, right? I like that line. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm definitely gonna have to look at the lyrics after this one. I can already tell, but a few things I like. We're talking about like the shadow, and is that the shadow trembling, or is it me? I mean, are we talking about like the shadow self in psychology from Carl Jung, right? And then I like this camera move, like the tilt of it. It reminds me of like a Peter Jackson movement, and I feel like it's very fitting for the lyrics going on. This one right there, it's like all tilted, right? That's a very interesting line. Gotta go insane to stay sane. Yeah, I mean, two things. I love when the beat drops, just the sound of it and the energy of the music there. But also I'm saying, like, bring the pain on. It's like, you know, what you say if you listen to any self-improvement or David Goggins, you gotta embrace the suck. And there's a lot of truth in that. Another, look at that spinning camera move, bro. Come on, who's the cinematographer for this? I like that a lot. I mean, come on, this is channeling your inner Rocky. It's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get knocked down and keep going. I'm paraphrasing. I haven't seen that actual, I think that, I've only seen the first Rocky movie, but I know the speech. Is he saying I don't give a to make it the PG rated version? I appreciate that, as opposed to bleeping the F-bombs. Everyone locked in formation. Just like the other song. I do like this a lot though. Like, that's a moment of vulnerability in the song too. And then the drums kick back in too. Oh, that's legit, man. That's legit. That was so cool. Come on. I mean, I apologize to stop for the grand finale here, but this transition, and then we just hear the music, and there's no lyrics, and they're just dancing in that energy. This might be their most impressive dancers that I've seen so far, too. It feels epic. It feels like you're ready to get hyped to go into battle. That was one heck of a performance, man. That was so impressive. All right, well, that is BTS on Kinetic Manifesto film. And I feel like I understand the title a little bit more. I mean, obviously we had a lot of impressive dancing, but I feel like film is appropriate in that title because this felt more like an expressive musical film as opposed to a music video, if that makes sense to me. And I really love that kind of cinematic quality from the location which was less glamorous and obviously in a real location, not in like some set piece. And I really like that. I like how kind of barren it was. It was just felt very epic and cool. And then the production, like we have all these other dances. I'm sure it's intentional in the sound of the music that is meant to feel like war drums and going into battle. And I'm going to pull up the lyrics here to kind of read into it a little bit more, but just the general tone of it, of kind of embracing the pain, like the hard aspects of life, like bring it on, let's go. That's really, really cool. That one of the top songs of theirs for sure for me. All right, so Spotify's storyline for the band the past 7 years had been tumultuous, running on their feet and losing balance part way. Why? What was going on? Regardless, BTS has learned balance and now stands ground wherever they may be, singing of their dedication to carry on their fated path. I mean, heck, I don't know what they've been going through, but you can sense that this song comes from some raw, genuine place, right? If they were going through something very difficult, you can really feel that, in the emotion of it. I can't understand what people are saying. Which tune should I dance to? The shadow that grows by a step when I walk a step. Waking up, where is this place that I open my eyes to? Maybe Seal or New York or Paris. Standing up, my body is reeling. Look at my feet, look down. The shadow that resembles me. I mean, just reading this first part of the lyrics too, I feel like they probably were under a lot of different pressure of other people's expectations and what you're supposed to do, whether that's career or in your personal life. And that can build up. That can add a lot of internal pressure inside you, right? And then even like maybe the travel of their job, right? If you're an artist, like it's very easy to be envious of performers. Like, oh, they get all the crowds and this and that and the money and this. But it's hard work too, to a certain extent. And you also have to, you don't have a home because you're always traveling, performing. That's not easy to do. Look at my feet, look down. The shadow that resembles me. Is it this guy that is shaking? Or is it the tips of my small feet? There's no way that I'm not afraid. There's no way that everything is okay. That's so interesting. I don't know if I fully understand this part. The shadow that resembles me, is it this guy that is shaking? Or is it the tips of my small feet? To be honest, I don't know. I mean, it sounds very poetic. And like I said, I feel like it might be a reference to like the shadow self. Or maybe just this idea that, you can get to a point in your life where you don't even recognize yourself. You look at the mirror, you look at how people perceive you, especially public perception if you're a public figure. And maybe you're like, is that me? And you almost begin to lose your true identity to a certain extent. But I could be wrong about that part. But I like this. There's no way that I'm not afraid. I really like that kind of vulnerability and honesty, especially coming from a man. I just feel like the masculine expectation and pressure is that you feel no fear. But obviously that's silly and ridiculous. Bravery and courage is not the absence of fear. It's moving forward despite the presence of fear. There's no way that everything is okay. But I know, awkwardly I flow. With that black wind I fly. This is really interesting. Awkwardly I flow. I'm going to read too much into this, but this is my interpretation of the word awkwardly, because that's such an interesting word choice, right? But I kind of like it, and I'm gonna go with an interpretation that I think is cool, even though it could be off. But I think it kind of has to do with the idea of, if you're starting anything new, whether it's a new business or a new hobby or just anything difficult, there's a lot of negative inertia to like push you back. It's like, let's say I want to start a YouTube channel. There's like a million reasons you could say, like, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to work a camera. I don't know how to work this. I don't know how to screen record. I mean, that was my situation just a couple of years ago. I literally knew. I mean, my technical knowledge, it still is very bad. I'm like a boomer with technology, but I knew nothing about cameras, lighting, recording, anything. I'm going to make this relating to me because that's just something I can bring up that's real to me. But you could do this to anything you start in your own endeavors that's new and difficult. And when you start something new, you are going to suck at it, but that doesn't matter. You have to do it, and you're going to get better by doing it. So awkwardly I flow. I'm going to interpret that as like, you're going to move your first couple steps doing something new and worthwhile and difficult is going to be awkward, and it's going to be, it's not going to be good. The quality is just never going to be good, but you still start it anyways. So I kind of like that. And I like that choice of awkwardly too. With that black wind, I fly. I'm assuming that's kind of referring to, I don't know, what does it mean by black wind? I'm not sure about that. And this line is so interesting. To remain sane, one must go insane. I don't know if I fully understand what it means, but I really like it. I feel like it's related to kind of like the embracing the pain of everything. It's almost like maybe a radical self acceptance of your circumstances, possibly. But I don't know 100%. But it sounds very poetic and very cool. I throw all of myself into this two-sided world. Can't hold me down because you know I'm a fighter. The beautiful prison I walked into on my own. Okay. I think this is this. I throw all of myself into this two-sided world. I mean, that's similar to what I think is kind of the general premise of the song, which is like embracing the struggle and the difficulty and the hard kind of just hardships of life, right? You have to throw yourself into it. That is what you do. It's like trying to get some hard work done. You just got to throw a hard workout or something. You just throw yourself into it. You know you're going to hate it, but you have to do that. And then can't hold me down because you know I'm a fighter. I mean, that's self-explanatory right there. That's the kind of mindset you need, that Rocky Balboa mindset to get through the hardships of life. No matter who you are, what your circumstances are in life, you're going to have those moments a lot of the time. And then the beautiful prison I walked into on my own, I think that must refer to their career, right? Because maybe referring to their career as a beautiful prison, because I'm sure there's a lot of perks, there's a lot of money, there's a lot of benefits and opportunity with that type of career. But it is a prison in a sense that when you're a pop star or any of those like big celebrity type careers, which I don't envy personally, but you are locked in with so much expectation and requirements and jobs and things like that. So it can definitely feel like a prison. And that's what I imagine they're talking about. Find me and I'm going to live with you. Bring it on, bring the pain on, ride on, rain be pouring, sky keep falling every day. Yeah, it's like no matter what the weather is like outside, not literally, of course, metaphorically, but you just have to keep going. It will all become my flesh and blood. I think that's referring to bring the pain. The pain will become my flesh and blood, which I like that. It's like you embrace it so much that you become the pain. If that's the meaning, that's really, really cool. No fear since I know the way. And that's really cool, right? If you have a clarity, if you're trying to get anything done, I feel like I'm turning this all into like self-help stuff, but look, it's cheesy, but I believe in it, right? If you have a goal in life, the first step you want to do is understand what that is very clearly, because then you have a direction to move towards, you have a target, and it's going to help so much. And a lot of the times when you have a goal, as you move towards that goal, your goal kind of changes, but you still want a goal because it just helps you take those first couple of steps. And if you have that clarity and uncertainty, it's like the exact opposite of Hamlet. Why is Hamlet so conflicted? He doesn't know what the heck he wants to do, right? So if you know the way, it does get rid of the fear, right? Because you can hold on to that purpose. And I also like that progression from the beginning of the song. And obviously it's progressing as the sound of the song gets more intense and more powerful. But the beginning here, where it's like talking about there's no way that I'm not afraid, right? It's like now we're growing to a place of no fear because we know what we need to do. To the small things, breathe. Is that like don't sweat the small stuff? Let me read this. Boy with Love's original Korean title is A Poem for Small Things. The song describes BTS's love and appreciation for the fans. Oh. So it's kind of like a shout out to another performer. That's really cool. Okay, I don't fully understand that, but that's going to be another song that I have to react to. In the darkness, they are my oxygen and light, the power of those that make me be. Oh, okay, so they're saying like the fans are their oxygen and light. That's so cool. That's so cool. Talk about appreciating your audience and being grateful. Even if I fall, I get back up, scream. Because that's what we always did. Even if my knees drop to the ground, unless they are buried under it, it will just be an ordinary happening. And that's true. Look, the hardships in life are ordinary. I really like that wording too. Win no matter what, win no matter what, win no matter what. Now it's like turning into like a hype song, like preparing for battle. I mean, I love the tone of the song too. I feel hyped listening to it. Like if I'm having a hard day or I'm, struggling with work or whatever it is, this is a song you could turn on and kind of be like, all right, let's get back into it. Let's get back into the grind. Whatever you say, whoever says, I don't give a, I like that too. It's like there's always going to be naysayers, haters, all of it, no matter what. Like that's just the reality. And you just have to have the philosophy of like sticks and stones. You really do. But to remain sane, one must go insane. I throw all myself into this two-sided world. Did I talk about this already? I think two-sided world is basically, kind of like the ups and downs of life. Like no matter how lucky and fortunate you are in your circumstances, you're going to have really dark days. But the flip side of that, and I think two-sided, kind of embraces both sides of that reality, is that there's going to be amazing days too, and this is what you want to do. You want to throw all of yourself into it. Bring the pain. Okay, now this part. Where my pain lies, let me breathe. No, please do is a very formally polite style that was traditionally used when addressing a king or queen and is now used only in historical dramas and religious texts. When it comes to breathe, the official translations and music video subtitles have these two lines as, where my pain lies, let me take a breath. But please let me breathe is not about pausing or a one-time activity of breathing in and out. It is closer to a statement, a declaration that he is determined to exist where his pain lies, accepting the pain instead of being afraid of and running away from it. That's awesome. That is awesome. I mean, things like this are where it really gets lost in translation, where just like basically reading the lyrics doesn't give you a full appreciation, And so I really appreciate that this explains it in more detail. And that is so true. It's like you can only run away from the things that hurt you and the things that you're afraid of for so long. The true way to overcome it is to stand and face it, as scary and as difficult as that might be. My everything, my blood and tears, got no fears. I'm singing, and I'm taking over. Yeah, can't hold me down because I'm a fighter. I'll gladly sink into the pitch black abyss. I mean, could that be a reference to Nietzsche, the black abyss? But either way, it's just kind of embracing, those scary, unpleasant parts of life. Find me, and I'm going to bleed with you. Yeah, you're not going to bleed alone. Going to make the opponent bleed too. That's the true fighter mentality, right? All that I know is just going on and on and on and on. And that really is the secret to so much of life, is that you just have to keep going. It doesn't matter if you slow down. It doesn't matter if you struggle. You just don't stop. You keep working. You keep doing the right thing. You persist. You just can't throw in the towel. You know what I mean? I mean, this is honestly like a sports movie kind of, where you're going to watch it and be like, all right, let's go. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to get back into working out, get in shape, overcome this depression, whatever you're dealing with. But I mean it in a very sincere way, right? And the sound of the song, too, is just so appropriate with these lyrics. And once again, like, what a great message in a song. You know what I mean? Like, how many pop artists? Someone should do like a percentage breakdown. Not that, I don't want to be on a high horse being like every song has to have some deep, important message to the world. But I personally am very appreciative that BTS, consistently in their songs just has a very meaningful message, as opposed to, something about being lovesick or something about, getting rich and famous, right? Like there's a real richness to their music here. And I believe so much in what they're saying, this idea of having to embrace the pain and accept it and face your fears. It's like, I believe that in my heart and soul. And it's one thing to read that somewhere and to know that internally, intellectually, but you listen to a song like that, I feel like it can really put you in an emotional state, maybe if you're feeling down, where you're ready to take on another fight. And that's just awesome. That's like true inspiration from music. Wow, that was an excellent, excellent BTS song. Absolutely loved it. I mean, very, very different from Dynamite, but I think this is my favorite like music video. Yeah, and like I said, I don't even really consider it a music video. It's kind of like a musical film, because it was just absolutely epic, and the sound of it, I could see myself playing this while I'm working out, or before I have a difficult, busy day or something coming up. But very, very cool. Absolutely love that song. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to see my upcoming reaction to Save Me. That's out right now on Patreon if you don't want to wait and care to support. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next reaction.